What's going on, everyone? James Lynch here doing a quick reaction video to the news that UFC 287 has a main event, and it's going to be for the middleweight title. Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira, the rematch in MMA, and they're also going to have Gilbert Burns and Jorge Masvidal on this card as well. Kevin Holland, Santiago Ponzinibbio, Adrian Yanez, and Rob Font. So a bunch of fights announced by Dana White. It was supposed to take place at 5 p.m. Eastern time. He's about 30 minutes late, and he just announces all of these fights. Yeah, this was a no-brainer as far as Pereira and Adesanya running it back again. You see there, Pereira getting a 5th-round finish, knocking out Adesanya in their first MMA fight. Of course, they had the 2 fights previously in kickboxing, which Pereira won both of those. But yeah, this just made too much sense. There was some talk of maybe Whitaker slotting in there. Of course, he lost his opponent in Paulo Costa next month. But no, this made a lot of sense for a variety of reasons. Number one, Adesanya had defended his title a number of times. That should count for something. The other thing is obviously in the fight with Pereira, Adesanya was on his way to winning that fight, I think. He was ahead on the scorecards. Had he survived the 5th round, he would have won this fight. So it's good to see they're going to run this one back again between the two. Quick tail of the tape, 35 years old to 33, 6'4" apiece, 80-inch reach to 80-inch reach. So again, really excited to see this fight take place again in the octagon. Excited for that one for sure. And a great headliner for this card. And like I said, the rumor is Brooklyn for UFC 287 on April 8th. So this is a great headliner for that card. So I figured maybe International Fight Week, this fight would take place, but April seems like a good date as well, as they're looking to fill out the cards. Of course, the rumor was Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo for that card, but we know that's not going to happen with Sterling obviously having the bicep injury. And I told you guys before, I still don't think Cejudo ever returns, but that's a video for another day. Okay, let's get to the other bit of news here. Jorge Masvidal finally going to be returning to the cage after quite some time off, going to be taking on Gilbert Burns. This is just like a fun fight. Like this, if we're going by, merit and all this stuff, there's no way that Masvidal should be fighting Gilbert Burns at this point. But hey, fun matchup. A little bit of rivalry there as well, with both of these fighters coming from different gyms in Florida. You've got Kill Cliff MMA where Burns trains, and you've got ATT where Masvidal trains. And it should be a fun build up to this fight. As far as, a pick in this one, I would obviously favor Gilbert Burns in this fight. He's been a lot more active, look a lot more impressive. That win over Neil Magny in his last fight, very impressive. And then, close fight with Chimaev, ended up losing that one, and then beat Thompson, and so many other names, lost to Usman as well, just like Masvidal did. So you look at it there, Gilbert Burns, 36 years old, 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. And you've got Jorge Masvidal is 38 years old, 5'11" with a 74-inch reach. So you'll see there a bit of a reach advantage there for Masvidal, a little bit taller in this fight as well. But you see it there. He has lost 3 straight fights, 2 of them to the former champ Kamaru Usman, and then 1 to Colby Covington, which he lost. So it'll be more than a year that Masvidal will be stepping back into the cage. So long layoff for Masvidal coming into this fight. Like I said, right now, Gilbert Burns, I would imagine, is going to be the favorite, and he is someone I will pick just, right off the hop. And as far as Adesanya and Pereira, I think Adesanya wins the rematch here. I know this isn't a popular opinion. A lot of people feel like Pereira has his number. These are 2 fights for sure I will do early look previews of, no doubt about it. And just looking at the rest of the card here, you see Font and Yanez. Again, I'll do an early look preview for that. My early pick on that one is actually Rob Font. I'll explain why a little bit later, and maybe some of these other fights will break down a little bit more. Also, Raul Rosas Jr. on this card against Christian Rodriguez. That'll be a fun fight. You got Gerald Mearshart and Joe Pfeiffer. Really interesting there again. It's another situation where Paul Felder's got 2 of his buddies fighting against each other, right? Used to train with Mearshart, and obviously Pfeiffer trains at Sean Brady's gym. Where Felder trains there as well. So a lot of fun fights announced for UFC 287. Like I said, the rumor right now is Brooklyn, and really excited to see both of these matchups added. I mean, they're fun fights. Like the main event for sure. They had to do it, very excited to see that. As far as Masvidal Burns, I'm not expecting many implications for the division with the fact that Masvidal is on such a losing streak. And one more question with the welterweight division, like where does Bilal Muhammad fit in here? Him and Burns going back and forth trying to call out Colby. I don't know what's going on with Colby, but Bilal Muhammad's the odd man out here. You've also got Khamzat Chimaev. Is he going to be going up to middleweight? Is he going to be coming back down to 170 again? We'll have to see. So those are sort of the 2 wild cards. We'll definitely be keeping an eye out for what happens with Chimaev and Covington and some of these other names in the division, and Bilal Muhammad. But UFC 287 is set. And the other little quick bit of news here, not much of a shocker, Nolan, also I'm mentioning this from Dana White's presser, is Valentina Shevchenko is official for UFC 285. And that is obviously the flyweight title fight, something that we all sort of figured was going to happen. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you like the fact that Burns and Masvidal are fighting? I think that's the big question. Who do you think wins the rematch in the MMA cage between Pereira and Adesanya? I would love to hear your picks. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Lynch on Sports. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/Lynch on Sports. And while you're there, hit that notification bell because I'm putting content up here every single day. I'm James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.